Krishna. Welcome to another astrology video. This is a year-long transit of Jupiter from May 2025 to May 2026, and it's happening in Gemini. This is a very powerful transit because this is a trinal aspect with Rahu in Aquarius and Jupiter in Gemini. This is not just about expansion, it's very positive. It's about activation and purification that happens kind of automatically, and there is growth in whatever you invest mindfully. So why this transit matters a lot. Jupiter is very positive planet. He expands, blesses whatever it touches, meaning whatever house it touches. And then it can also inflate the house that it's occupying or the house that it's aspecting. What does this mean? I'll describe in the video. Keep watching. And Rahu, on the other hand, Rahu intensifies, distorts, creates obsessions, and often he brings too much, too soon, or too good to be true scenarios. Now, in trinal houses, that is Jupiter in Gemini and Rahu in Aquarius, this transit will basically supercharge all the air signs. Air signs are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and it also creates like super mental activity, intellectually, socially. The visionary themes will also be highlighted. So these opportunities will give rise more for dharmic growth, communication, reinvention, AI, technology, all these things. But it also has risks. And what kind of risks? Ego traps, illusions, anarthas, expanding, false teachings, overthinking. So it's a double-edged sword. Now together, Jupiter shows where the higher path is, and Rahu will show where the temptation, where the illusion might be. So this trine that's happening can either elevate your consciousness or inflate your attachments. See, sometimes we live as if it's our very first time on the planet. But then maybe a deja vu strikes, a strange familiarity, a pattern, a pull. And then we realize that I've been here before. So even as an astrologer, I see this all the time, besides personally in my own life. People don't just return in bodies, human bodies, they return with patterns and lifetimes of unresolved fears, desires, habits. It's a loop. Again and again is the same karmic playlist. That's where transits come in, especially ones like this particular transit that's happening. Jupiter and Rahu together, they don't just mark events. They actually activate turning points individually and for humanity. And they can push you forward into dharma or pull you deeper into illusion. So it's like a very crucial position for us to choose our paths. So like I said, it's a double-edged sword. One edge expands your consciousness, the other sharpens your attachments. That's the reason we keep coming back again and again into this material existence. Now, when we use these transits wisely, this transit actually has the power to break patterns and really uplift us. Even things that have haunted us for lifetimes. We all go through phases in life, okay? And just like watching the weather helps a farmer decide when to plant seeds, when to protect the crops. So understanding planetary weather, it can help us align with cosmic current. Jupiter's movement is like the monsoon. It brings rain, growth, sometimes storms also. This transit can bring both, okay? So the world stage, economy, whole situation in the world, wars, it'll get chaotic because Jupiter expands everything in Gemini. It can heighten conflicts, misinformation, collective crisis, yet individually, this year can be very, very potent for career shifts, for financial upgrades, emotional breakthroughs, relationship redefinitions, Anartha Nivritti, purifying ourselves from all bad habits. So think of this video as your spiritual weather report. For each of you individually, I'll go over the signs and help you prepare, plant wisely, harvesting your highest potential. So Jupiter will initiate transformation through air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, it's get activated. Then that'll unlock gifts in different areas of life, intellectually, communication, ideas, spiritual rebirthing, depending on where you're focused on. Now, remember, Jupiter expands and Rahu distorts. So let's look at how each of the rising sign can grow and avoid spiritual traps. That's what is called the anarthas. Anarthas are useless, unnecessary things that get in our way. And then we can walk the path of integrity, path of growth and success. And I'm also going to give each of you a powerful affirmation and a prayer that is befitting exactly your particular ascendant. Ascendant means first house. Where is your first house? Basically, at the time of your birth, where was the sun? The timing of your birth will determine where your ascendant is. Any free app online can tell you what your ascendant are. Is rising. So if you're an Aries rising person, Jupiter will be transiting your third house, and the influences are communication, marketing, courses, even siblings, relationships, local travels like short travels, and opportunity to maybe launch a website or new skills, especially courses like taking courses or helping your career. These will be certain areas. And the Anartha alert, what you need to be careful of, the Rahu's influence, craving validation through social media, maybe through your teaching, maybe through your social circles, and talking to impress and not express. This can be another pitfall. Then inflated self-image from small wins. So watch out for that. And as we call it, the shadow work, what actually is happening in these cases, the soul is facing this pattern again and again. And one of the things, if you're Aries ascendant, you might be facing is pride in knowledge. Oh, I know how to handle this. I know how to do this. This could get in the way. So illusion, Rahu, what Rahu is creating is it's a subtle voice that says, I am here to save the world, or I'm here to teach the masses of people, while avoiding inner refinement. Okay, this is the Rahu trap there. So the affirmation for you could be, I communicate to connect, not to control. I communicate to connect, not to control. And a prayer to the Supreme Lord, Krishna, Govinda, Rama, my dear Lord, let my voice carry clarity, not ego. So this can be a very powerful affirmation. Every morning you can just say that before you're starting your day. That'll help you get a head start into your progress in life. Next is Taurus rising. So if you are Taurus first house, Jupiter is going to be in your second house, which influences your financial expansions and savings, wealth, speech, family karma, food habits, diets, all these things. And also you will experience a sense of self-worth, and you will probably feel more attracted to like beauty, luxury as well. And the Anartha alert, I call it the Anartha alert, just like be careful, the rain alert, storm alert, over attachment to money or beauty, thinking that that's the goal. And the other one is using your wealth or status to mask some insecurities, like trying to like compensate. Then the third one is indulging in comfort at the cost of inner growth, avoiding internal work and externally trying to like substitute that. The shadow here could be greed. Greed could be one of the anarthas and the weaknesses. Control through money. You may think that through money I will be able to control. And the illusion that, see, anarthas are not evil. They're just unrefined, growing opportunities. So the illusion is to think that my success, my external success, defines my worth. So this is the illusion that is created. So the affirmation that can help you can be, I am secure even in insecurity. I am secure even in simplicity. And you can pray to the Lord, hey Govinda, help me use my resources in your service. Okay? Next, going on, Gemini rising. Gemini fits your first house. Jupiter is influencing your first house because Jupiter is situated in your first house. Major self-invention, leadership roles open up. Very qualitative aspect of your personality, health, personality, life purpose, all these things will shine. And potential to become a visible guide, speaker, because Jupiter is straight on your first house. And the Anartha alert, you have to be careful, is spiritual inflation, thinking you know more than others. That can be a trap. Then shifting identities for approval, camouflaging to fit in, to try to look good. This can be a big trap. And the guru complex, I am guiding you, and then not being vulnerable in receiving help or in expressing vulnerable aspects like that. The shadow, The shadow is the pride masked as spiritual maturity. Yeah. And the illusion, why that's happening? Because the inner message is like, I am the only one who sees clearly, while disconnected from feedback, justification, etc. And the affirmation that can be very helpful is, my truth does not need to overpower others. My truth does not need to overpower others. Because when we have these dialogues and be rooted in our value system, it becomes easier to not fall into trap. Otherwise, we keep coming back again and again. And the prayer is, my dear Govinda, help me to be grounded as I rise. Help me to be grounded as I rise. Next is Cancer. If your Cancer is rising sign, it's your first house. Jupiter will be in your 12th house. Deep spiritual growth, traction towards renunciation, retreats. Maybe you're interested in foreign travels, relocation, dream work. Dreams may come true, like because 12th house rules dreams and subtle things, hidden motivations, hidden things. Solitude, maybe you will like to retreat yourself, go on a vacation, on a reading retreat or writing retreat. And health may need some attention. Health may need some subtle attention, both, especially mental health. This is something you may need to take a look at. And the Anartha alert, what could be the Anartha? Imagine for the 12th house. Escape. Because when it's affecting your 12th house, you may want to escape reality through spiritual fantasy, over trusting esoteric paths or teachers. Too much astrology, too much running after mystics. Very, very tricky. And victimhood under the guise of renunciation. Avoid, because a victim thing could come up. Just be aware of that. And the affirmation is, my spirit flows with purpose, not avoidance. My spirit flows with purpose, not avoidance. And a prayer, you can pray to Lord Narayana, Govinda, anchor my soul in truth, not escape. Let me face the truth gracefully. Anchor my soul in truth, not escape. Leo rising, if Leo is your first house, Jupiter will be transiting your 11th house. Social media, communication, social networks, boom, everything will be in light. Desire fulfillment, if you've been like working on reaching certain number of followers, or you're trying to like get yourself in a certain social circle, this can be very advantageous time for you. Opportunity to become a leader in a cause. The Anartha, what to watch out for, using a spiritual platform for fame. You may have some need for validation, and you may be using this opportunity to just fill that gap, try to fill that, substituting that. What happens? The shadow is vanity or pride in association. I am with these people. I know this person. Using influence. And the illusion is, because I am admired, I am right. So that's a kind of the illusion that Rahu is casting. And the affirmation for you can be, I serve the people, not my image. I serve people and God, not my image. So you can ask the Lord, hey Govinda, please purify my desires and make them divine. Next is Virgo rising. If Virgo is your first house, rising sign, Jupiter will be transiting your 10th house. And 10th house is all about career breakthroughs, increased authority, visibility, potential for promotion, public roles, teaching, preaching. Health, you need to pay attention because of overwork. Maybe there's a tendency to want to work too hard, workaholism. So you may want to watch out for that. And of course, the Anartha, where you need to be very careful, is obsession with perfection and control. Overworking in the name of duty, resentment when unnoticed. Big ones, subtle ones. And the shadow is hidden pride in being the one who holds it together. I can get this done, So that's the shadow. And the illusion is, if I don't do it perfectly, it's not good enough, or I am not good enough. That's the illusion. And the affirmation for you is, my value is not in my output, but in my presence. It's in my presence. And the prayer, hey Govinda, let my work be my worship, not my worth. In other words, work is important, it's a worship. At the same time, but the work should not define your worth. It's sacred, but it doesn't have to define your worth. Libra rising, Jupiter will be transiting your 9th house. The 9th house is a beautiful house of dharma, philosophy, spiritual expansion, pilgrimage, meeting really nice teachers, really nice friends, mentors, publishing, studying Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, studying Gita, taking some courses on scriptures, life purpose, clarity emerges. Like, I don't want to be doing this work anymore. I want to pursue a different path. All this can come up. And what you need to watch out for, Anartha alert, seeking spiritual identity through image, being impressed by aesthetic spirituality or authenticity. That can be another tricky thing there. False humility, masking spiritual arrogance. Ooh, only you can know. You can know what's when it's happening. The shadow is image conscious seeker. And the illusion, what Rahu does there, he says a subtle message. If it looks spiritual, it must be divine. The affirmation is, I choose substance over surface. I choose substance over surface. And the prayer is, hey Govinda, guide me to essence, not ego-draped spirituality. Next is Scorpio rising. Jupiter will be transiting your 8th house, and all things with inheritance, occult, secrets, healing, karmic transformation, closure, certain things, working on yourself in a way like never before, emotional and financial shifts, all these things are possible. And the Anartha alert for you would be, use knowledge wisely, not to control others. Manipulating emotional dynamics in your relationship can be another tricky thing that you might face. Addiction to hidden power or secrecy. That's another one with 8th house, because 8th house is all hidden things. And the shadow is fear of being seen as vulnerable. It's very difficult in general to be vulnerable, but especially for you, this may be a tricky thing. And the prayer can be, Lord Govinda, Hey Narsingha, tear through my fear and prideful protection. Sagittarius rising, Jupiter will be transiting your 7th house. Marriage, partnerships, business collaborations, also reflection through others can be a key. An opportunity to attract mature, dharmic connections, relationships, friendships. And the alert, Anartha alert for you is entering relationships to fix others. Don't do that. Overextending to feel loved. You don't need that. Spiritual superiority over partner, feeling like I'm better than my partner. And the shadow is fear of abandonment. If I help them, they'll stay. It's codependent patterns there. The affirmation for you that can be very helpful. I attract love that honors my wholeness. I attract love, friendship that honors my wholeness. And the prayer, hey Govinda, make me a mirror of divine love in all my relationships. Capricorn rising. If Capricorn is your 1st house and Capricorn rising, your Jupiter will be transiting your 6th house. 6th house is all about health, service, daily discipline, career growth through hard work and consistency. And it's a time to resolve conflicts, legal or karmic issues. And Anartha alert for you, do not suppress emotions for functionality. Beware of suppressing emotions for functionality, which means self-sacrifice without nourishment can be very dangerous. At being the responsible one. And the shadow of this is silent martyrdom, feeling like, oh, I'm a victim. I am the one who's sacrificing. And the illusion is, if I don't do it, everything falls apart. Thinking that without me, the world is not going to be the same. Affirmation for you. My well-being matters as much as my duty. Prayer. Hey Govinda, show me the sacred in simplicity and service. Show me the sacred in simplicity and service. Aquarius rising, you are 1st house. Aquarius, Jupiter is in the 5th house. 5th house is all about creativity, education, children, maybe romance. And it's ideal for writing, studying, content creation, starting a project. And it's time to enjoy life, essentially, and to be able to create joy. And the Anartha alert for you, emotional aloofness masked as freedom. Beware of that. And fear of romantic vulnerability. If you are in a relationship, be courageous, take that risk and be vulnerable. Show yourself as you are. And ego, big issues can be there with ego. And the shadow is rejection of intimacy. There's some issue maybe with intimacy and it'll come up. And the illusion is, I'm too logical for love. No, I don't believe in all those things. That's the illusion. But the affirmation, my heart is as wise as my mind, because your strength is here, but you need to trust. And the prayer for you is, hey Govinda, melt my mind into your love. Try to see the Lord's hand in your relationships. Next is Pisces rising. Jupiter is going to be in your 4th house, and emotional healing, relationship with mother, home related things, home upgrades maybe, opportunity for peaceful anchoring, heart-centered life. These things will happen automatically. You don't even have to consciously do it. Devotional depth will also increase, and the Anartha alert for you is escaping into nostalgia or sentimentality. Be aware of that. Also, comfort addiction disguised as peace, comfort addiction, whatever it is, food, binge watching, and reluctance to inner stability, reluctance to face internal instability. And the shadow is emotional indulgence. And the illusion is basically, this is divine contentment. I'm supposed to be content here, but you're avoiding growth. So the affirmation here can be, I create peace without escaping pain. And the prayer is, Hey Govinda, ground me in your caring shelter. So those are the 12 signs. I hope you found it helpful. In closing, what I want to say is, let this Jupiter Rahu be your classroom in life. Outer success means nothing if your internal parts are in disarray. The only expansion is the one that sets you free. Anarthas are not evil, they are unrefined gifts. Use them. Jupiter expands, Rahu distorts. This year is not just about doing more, it's about becoming more, it's being more. Let your purification lead you to that prosperity. Let your sincerity be your strength. Let your growth be guided by the divine, so you can stop this cycle of birth and death. Comment below your rising sign. What is your first house? Where your Jupiter is placed? And therefore, what's your biggest affirmation for this year? And share this video if this gave you some clarity or comfort. And you can subscribe to the channel so you can get more astro-psychological wisdom through Bhakti lens. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hare Krishna.